Welcome back to Mike's Rusty Finds. This video is taking quite a while to make because Thanksgiving and it rained, and I've been sourcing parts for the brakes on this 1956 F500. In this video I'm going to be using a little bit of fast motion to kind of scan through the boring stuff and adding music when I can, and we're going to try to get the driver's side brakes put together on this truck. So there she is. She's all jacked up. Let's tear into this. Right here you can see I'm cleaning some of the brake springs, painting them. Now I know what you guys are gonna say, Mike, you don't really need to paint all the springs, but they have rust on them, so I was trying to keep rust from going any further, being that I really don't know whether I'm going to be able to replace these or not. So there you go. I put them in bags and I marked them according to what position they came off of the brakes. So I'm going to wind up putting them back on exactly the same way they came off. Okay, so there's a few brake parts here that I want to clean up before I tear this thing down and start reassembling it. Get all this stuff cleaned. This has got two wheel cylinders in the rear that connect up with each other. Fortunately, I managed to get that tube off. Apparently, when you start the truck with the brake lines open, my vacuum booster is working because it shot out every bit of brake fluid that I had. So then there's that. I haven't taken the back wheel back off because we had enough rain to start collecting animals one by one. And I'm working out here in the yard and really don't want to drop the truck on myself when I'm the only one here. So we're just doing what we can to kind of clean up some of this stuff so that it's not all oily and grimy when we put it back together. At least we'll know what's going on the other side when we attempt it. I got 3 of the 4 wheel cylinders that I need, and I'm sourcing a 4th one right now from Napa. It's on order. Boy, they are not cheap. These are some expensive little buggers. A lot of money for something that only moves 20 feet in my backyard at a time. But we're hoping to get this thing going to where we can run it down the road and stop. Stopping would be good. Yeah. I think that's the most important. It's more important than running is being able to stop. Okay. Boy, sure I'm glad I took a few pictures, because I'd never figure out where all this stuff goes back together. Pictures are good, folks. Especially the way all of our phones are now. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't tear the other side apart yet either. So I can always tear the other side apart and take a look at how it's put together. Because one side's going to be just like the other one. Oh, I do have two of them. Okay. Just checking. Running out of daylight here. This is a time change. And half the day was taken up. My dryer needed my attention. You don't want to wash a notebook and then stick it in the dryer. It kind of makes a mess. That's what I did. I had a little notebook and it blew up in my washer and made an even bigger mess in the dryer. Okay. That's about it for that. That's about as clean as I'm going to get all this stuff. And then hopefully we'll get another clear day and we start putting this thing back together. Now this drum weighs about 3,043 pounds. I'm going to kind of give it light dusting also. So let's get some brake clean and we'll see what we can do with this thing. There was a big, huge black widow on this thing. Not my favorite spider. Not that I have a favorite spider. There's definitely not the ones I want to mess with. Let's get a wire wheel on this thing a little bit. Okay, that's about as clean as I'm willing to get it. We're just going to give it a little light dusting. Wanted to get something done while I still had a little bit of light. That's all I'm gonna get done with it. Sure. got some wheel cylinders to replace the rotten ones. And we'll just let that dry. Kind of chilly, but it'll dry by the time I put it back together. So, hey, what do you think? Looks pretty good to me. Okay, we're back on the 56. We got to take this wheel off and clean the backing plate up a little bit. See what kind of other problems will arise. These are left-handed studs. Okay. We'll come back when we do While it's drying, we can put these clips back on. Maybe. I had one of these clips that was broken for the adjuster nut, and I managed to source one. They're not exactly easy to find, but I found a guy that has them. So there we go. There's our adjuster nuts. I think that's about as good as we're going to be able to get it. Here's a little closer look at these adjuster clips that I had to replace one of them because they were broken. So I was fortunate enough to find some place in Connecticut that had them. I guess we'll see when we get to the other side if these clips are in one piece. Just kind of keeps the adjuster nut from backing off. Now I got the wheel cylinders on there, and I'm putting this crossover pipe on here, and it's tightened on the bottom. But as you can see, it's not pulling the tube down. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I might grind some of the threads at the bottom of the nut so it shoves the pipe in there more, because that is definitely going to leak. So we filed some threads off of this thing to allow it to seat closer to this new wheel cylinder. Laugh at me if you want. We'll see if it works. Okay, we've mocked this thing all up. I got the top shoe on there, and it's starting to look like brakes, sort of ish. I'm kind of losing light here, so I'm going to have to come back and get this thing together. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have the back brakes reassembled, even the bottom spring, thanks to help from my neighbor Mason Butler for loaning me a brake spring tool. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get that bottom spring on. So we're gonna fit the back drum on and see if anything's interfering. I think my plan is before I go adjusting the brakes, we're going to bleed them a little bit, make sure nothing's leaking, because like what could go wrong, right? Okay, be back in a minute. Okay, let's see if this drum will fit on this thing. Do not drop this on my foot. This thing is heavy. Okay, sure. Oops, those aren't the right ones. Okay, just like that. And that's on. We're going to take our magic brake bleeder here. And stick it on the back. And see what kind of trouble we can get into. Okay, see if we can get some fluid running through there. It'd help if I didn't have to add brake fluid through the floorboard, but that's what we got. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we got any juice coming. Doesn't look like I'm getting nothing. Well, now it's going somewhere. Probably somewhere I don't want it to go. Truth be known, the brake is getting stiffer. Well, I'm getting some juice to the back. Maybe we should consider starting it up. Getting that booster flowing a little bit. Brake on. I've got it leaking out from behind the drum. Sure. So what you really want to do is you want to leave one of the tubes loose so that it starts leaking all over the place. Don't be Mike. I'm not a professional. So let's tighten this up and try this again. Okay, after having tightened and bled this back, we have brake pedal. Let's pull this drum off one more time before adjusting it to make sure I don't have any wet spots. I cleaned it all off with brake clean real good. And I don't see any leaks. Do you? Nope. Okay. Sure. Okay, put this guy back on. Preferably without pinching my fingers again. And that'll be it for that side. Whew. I have brakes on 3 wheels. So I'm going to call that a win. I don't think you guys need to stick around for the other side unless I have problems, when I have problems. All right. Thank you for watching Mike's Rusty Finds. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.